again. I've been sick, in case you can't hear my voice. Little sinus situation, and working while sick the whole time, so sorry no videos in a minute. But we're going to put this thing back together now that it has a new ignition system. Today we're going to finally put it all the way back together because I got my spark plug boot that I've been waiting for forever. Amazon messed that up somehow, so it took 2 weeks to get my hands on this. Couldn't just get it from the auto parts store? I guess not. Anyway, this is how you do this. Here is the ignition coil wire. Well, this is the coil. This is the wire coming out. What you do is you thread this through here. Take an unbelievably ancient can of WD-40. Give it a little squirt. There we go. Shouldn't be too hard now to thread this through here. Gonna do the fast forward on this one, I imagine. Come on, baby. Now that we have the wire exposed, I'm going to twist it a little bit and bend it back. Oh my god, excuse me. And then we're going to, well, let's go ahead and do that. We'll twist it around a little bit. We're going to bend it back. Bending it back in the direction that it's going to go back into the boot once we attach this little clamp on there. The clamp goes so that the little piece of wire rests against the back here. I don't know if you can see the teeth on that. There we go. Just pop that on there. Take some pliers. Tighten it down. So this is a little annoying. There we go. Let's see. How can we demonstrate this? This right here, these are the points. If I didn't already explain this in another video, what happens is the crankshaft turns around, and this little lobe right here causes this wing part to press open a little bit more than it otherwise would, which separates the points in between which the spark fires. If it's closed, the circuit is closed. So it opens, and the circuit is open, and the spark shoots across it. So when you set the points, normally you use a gauge feeler. The correct width for this particular set of points is 020. What is that? Yeah, 0.50 millimeters it says. But the problem with this is, with my gauge feelers, is that they're too wide to fit down in there and give me a really accurate reading. They're just a little bit too wide. So I mean, this is an old two-stroke, outboard motor. It's not the most sophisticated thing in the world. So what I'm going to do is use something that is as close to, I'm going to eyeball it, as close to this as possible. My options including business card, guitar pick, and matchbook. I already looked, and with my eyes, the matchbook is closest. So I'm going to cut a little piece of matchbook and set my points with that. Maybe ever so slightly bigger. That's how we're setting our points today. Oh, sounds of wilderness out there. Alright, so what you do is loosen this screw right here, and then you're free to smush your points back together, even though the wing is on the lobe here. At that point, you can kind of scooch them back open. Take a piece of, what is this, a matchbook that you cut, because it looks like it's pretty close to 020 on the feeler gauge. Push it back together. Doink! Now you got matchbook set points. You got points that are set with a matchbook. Screw this bad boy back down. I'll probably screw it a little bit better than that. That's actually still a little bit loose, so I'll tighten that up ever so slightly. There you go. Pushing on it pretty good and firm. Assume all this can be done with one hand. Let's see what we got now. That's a pretty good and tight. It's not totally tight, but it's probably... Where's my feeler gauge? I'll bet it's about like that. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, points are set. Cover's back on. Clippy there. I tied that down as good as I could, even though I left my good wrenches at work. Never do that. That seemed to fit on there pretty well. Only thing left to do is take this little key. Can't remember exactly what that's called. Slot it into there. It's kind of hard to do with this heavy flywheel in my lap. Slots right in there. There we go. Ding! Sits there just like that. And you line that up with that little slot there. Pop the flywheel on and screw the bolt down. Alright, flywheel's back on. Torque to spec. I just went with what was on the torque wrench. I'm sure it was probably, this was the last thing I was working on. Let's see here. Nothing left to do but put the recoil unit back on. Screw this all down. And go outside and put it in some water and give it a pull. And we will be trying again with a new ignition system. The start position, well, about it is lean business. Choke's on, presumably. Looks like it probably is. Woo-wee! Try it a couple more times, I guess. Nobody knows.